Hi, my name is Gareth Rahman, and I'm going to give a short 5-minute presentation on the musicological analysis of James Brown. The analysis will be broken up into 4 parts under the following subtopics: short history of James Brown, genre, style, feel, compositional procedures, and elements of performance. Now, James Brown was born in Barnwell, South Carolina in 1933. Even as a boy, it was clear that he possessed the entrepreneurial skills that he later became famous for, by shining shoes, picking cotton, and dancing for returning soldiers at his local train station. Now, keen to impress a local girl, he joined a church group known as the Bobby Bird Group, later to become known as the Famous Flames. With a strong character, he took charge of the group, transforming it before making the inevitable switch from gospel to R&B like many other artists. It wasn't too long before Brown became the focal point of the group and would later go on to become known as the hardest working man in show business. The claim is backed up by the 2 academics, both Werner and Groening, who claimed that the idea for the title actually originated from Solomon Burke, another soul singer who wore a cape and preceded Brown. Though he is recognised as the creator of funk, the fundamentals go back to the black jazz musicians who experimented with polyrhythmic beats by amalgamating blues, jazz and soul music during the climax of the 1950s. Brown's strength was that he was able to cross over successfully to the popular music charts, thus publicising the new genre. The feel of the music came from 2 main ingredients. First, his bands, with the likes of bassist Bootsy Collins and drummers Jabbo Starks and Clyde Stubblefield. This relationship led to the creation of what is known as the one. Now, this is also known as the downbeat as well. This is where the music is emphasised on the first beat of each measure, as it can be seen in the notated example. Note how all 3 instruments start on the first beat of the bar, and also the slight shuffle played by the drummer, which also reflects on the traits from the blues genre. Now, Brown's song Out of Sight acted as a catalyst for his launch into funk music, using a rigid, structured form of bebop, but the groundbreaking song came in the form of Papa's Got a Brand New Bag. Brown had decided that the emphasis should not be on the harmonic progression, but it should be on the rhythm. Brown explains, "I was hearing everything, even the guitars like they were drums." Groening also analyses the funk formula and highlights the fact that the brass section are playing single note bursts, commonly known as stabs. He also explains how the electric rhythm guitar is choked to provide a jagged sound, and that the bass line is choppy like Latin music. Brown knew that he was onto something, as the music caused everybody in the studio to dance spontaneously. Now, here's a typical example of a Bootsy Collins bass line. Also evident in Brown's music is the use of minor 7th, dominant 7th, and 9th chords that featured heavily in bebop jazz. Brown's songs heavily depend on the 12-bar blues scale as well. For example, I Got You and Papa's Got a Brand New Bag. But others work on a simple A-B form, which can go on as long as Brown feels. For example, Get Up and Cold Sweat. The key feature of this form is that section A predominantly consists of just 1 chord, but the rhythmic variation helps to provide interest. Performance is paramount when referring to James Brown, because this is where the intent of the music lies. Funk is primarily music for dancing and works on the African tradition of call and response. Brown's music is definitely intentional, because he would orchestrate his band at every performance, unknown to a lot of his audience. This was because of his unique style of conducting through vocal signals and dance moves. For example, Throwing out an arm would mean a brass stab, and kicking out a leg would mean a drum roll. There is also the ever so famous "Hit Me Now," signifying to the band to go to the bridge part of the song.
Bobby, should I take him to the bridge? Go ahead, take him on to the bridge. Take him to the bridge. Can I take him to the bridge? Take him to the bridge. Hit me now. Come on.
So it seems that a relentless hunger for success launched a new genre and superstar. It is also clear to see the transition from bebop to funk music made by earlier musicians when referring to the chords used by both genres. Though this is true, it was Bram's intuition and relationship with his bands that can accept the accolade for launching the genre, with the chronic use of brass stabs, the creation of the one, and his unique way of conducting.